Hey guys, it's me, Everything SpongeBob, and today I'll be showing you my top 10 favorite SpongeBob Season 1 episodes. Now, some quick rules. I'm not going to be doing my number 1 and 2, Pizza Delivery and Rock Bottom, because you guys already know that would be my number 1 and my number 2, so I'm going to make it a bit tougher. You guys tell me your list in the comment section below. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds. Okay, so number 10 is the episode Plankton. I really enjoyed this episode because there were a lot of clever jokes. I think it's better than fun. I think it's one of the best Plankton episodes where it's just targeted towards Plankton. And I think he's a very funny character in this episode. I think SpongeBob's pretty likable in this episode. Very likable. Mr. Krabs isn't overly annoying. He's not even annoying. Squidward, there was no problem with Squidward. He's actually one of the funniest parts of the episode. When SpongeBob came in and called him a mediocre clarinet player. That's the part that made me laugh, but I really did enjoy this episode, and I think it's a very underrated episode. It deserves more love and attention, but we'll get number 9. Well, it's not exactly a Plankton episode. It's more of a Squidward episode, and before I tell you that episode, I just want to finish off by saying I love the record player scenes. I love that ending. Number 9. Number 9 is Culture Shock. I really enjoyed Culture Shock. I think it was a really good episode. I think there was a lot of jokes. I think Gary was actually pretty funny in this episode. Patrick, I loved how he was so sweet in this episode by laughing at everything Squidward said. I liked how SpongeBob, me and my mom loved the part where SpongeBob made sure anything that he does would be fun, like the old SpongeBob, unlike the new one. And Squidward got tortured at the end for the right reason, because he was taking all the spotlight away from everyone else, and he deserved that ending. So that's why I have Culture Shock at number 9. I think it's a better episode and fun, and I think it's one of the best of season 9 season 1 getting number 9. Oh, what am I saying? Getting number 9. I'm getting season 1 and 9 confused. But anyway, what will be number 8? Well, number 8. Number 8 is Ripped Pants. Now, I do like this episode, but I don't think it's the best. But I really did enjoy the song. I enjoyed while he was singing their song like Waves. It looked really beautiful, the animation. And I did like the characters in the episode, how they were acting. It was a bit awkward though. Like SpongeBob ripping his pants was a bit weird. And it was actually one of the first episodes of SpongeBob. And I really enjoyed it, but the reason it's at number 8 is it was a bit weird. And the part where he was pretending to drown, I did feel a bit bad. I did like the part where he was saying, you know, it tastes good if that, and the guy said, what? I don't know, what? And then SpongeBob said, whispered in his ear, ripped pants. I loved how his facial reaction. It was pretty funny, and yeah, it was a good episode. It wasn't the best of the series or the season, in my opinion, but it was still good enough. What number 7 is? Well, that episode actually is number 7. Number 7 is the first time you ever saw Sandy, and the second episode where you actually hear people talking, and the third episode made, and the first, and made on May 1st, 1999. The SpongeBob classic, Hit the Tree Dome. I think this is better than Help Wanted. I think it's better than Reef Blower, and I really did enjoy Help Wanted, but that made an honorable mention, by the way. But Hit the Tree Dome's a great episode. Sandy is very, very funny. My favorite scene is when SpongeBob finds out that what happened to SpongeBob and Patrick when she sees them like that. It was a funny scene in my opinion, and I did enjoy it. That was probably the best part of the episode, but I did enjoy the rest of the episode too. It was a pretty decent episode, and it was very creative, and it was funny. SpongeBob saying, "I can't do it." Anyway, number 6 will be number 6. Now, I know some of you might be surprised at this and have not expected this to be so high in the list or even make the list, since some people hate this episode. But I actually did enjoy this episode, and I think it was funny enough to make the lists. And that episode is I Was a Teenage Gary. I think I'm probably the only person that actually enjoys this episode. I think it was one of my favorites of SpongeBob, honorable mention, and my number 6 or favorite for season 1. I think it's a very clever episode. Gary is a great character. The episodes he's a main star in aren't really that good, but that doesn't make him a bad character himself. He's a really funny guy. His episodes are really good, and I loved the ending of the episode. It was also really funny. The jokes were decent. I loved how when Gary just wanted water the way he had water, like, oh, I just want water. It didn't really matter. It did make me laugh, and I don't think it's as bad as people think, and it deserves more credit because it doesn't get credit at all. So, yeah. Anyway, next, number 5, I think. Yeah, number 5. Number 5. Now, I know that people wanted this to be lower on the list, but number 5 is SB129. And I'll be showing you the title card this time. Well, I really enjoyed the title card. It was a really good episode and really creative. I know people wanted this to be like number 2. Of course, I'm not including Pizza Delivery and Rock Bottom because I've already mentioned that Pizza Delivery is one of my favorite episodes and Rock Bottom is one of my favorite episodes. Both in my top 10, and those are the only 2 episodes in season 1 that were my top 10 favorite SpongeBob episodes. And I already told you that they're my 2 favorites. Pizza Delivery I like more, but I already told you that, so that's why I'm just not including those because it's a bit tougher who I'll pick for number 1. But plus my rating switched the more I see the episodes, so just to let you guys know that. And SB129 is a very clever episode. It's a good time travel episode. Patrick's scenes are pretty funny. SpongeBob is pretty funny. Squidward's pretty funny. I mean SpongeBob and Patrick when they're in the old time. And I also liked future. And now SpongeBob snaps him out of it. And I like Patar, I forgot. And I like the scene where Squidward's like in this unknown land. It was pretty funny. A time travel episode done right again. So anyway, number 4. Well, number 4. Now, I know a lot of people like this episode, but I know a lot of people don't think it deserves to even be in the top 10. Number 4 is Hooky, the way Patrick says it. Quick fun fact, this is actually the second SpongeBob episode I've seen in my life. Right after Gary takes a bath, and yeah, it's a really good episode. I really did enjoy it. I think the comedy was good, and I actually think this is the best animated episode in season 1, animation-wise. But not the best, but number 5 in my opinion. And it's just a really good episode. Patrick is funny. Of course he's funny. I love the mayonnaise part, the way Mr. Krabs says it with dead glare, and the scream in the background. I liked the ending when Patrick is with the mayonnaise. And I like the animation when they're dropping from the hooks. It looks really pretty. So that's why this gets number 5. Number 4, actually, number 4, I used to think it was the first episode I ever saw, but turned out it was my 3rd or 4th one to do. And number 4 is Number 4 is Pickles. Now, again, not many people think this deserves to be too high, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it's a great plot and a great episode. Bubble Bass is a really good antagonist, kind of like Frankadoodle, character that I would like to see a bit more. I only saw him in like 4 episodes, well, 3 episodes in the movie. I saw him in Fun, this episode, Pickles, and Plankton's Good Eye, and I saw him in SpongeBob Out of Water. But it's a really good episode, very clever, smart idea. Mr. Krabs actually helps SpongeBob, and I like the ending. If you haven't seen the episode, just go to Amazon Prime Video. It's for free if you have Amazon Prime. I'm not even sure if you need Amazon Prime for it. I'm not sure, but probably do. But anyway, this is why it gets the list, and it is a pretty funny episode. Number 2. Okay, well, this episode I think is the most underrated of the series and deserves more credit. I also think it's very funny and creative, and that's Sleepy Time. It's a really good episode, very well timing. I don't know why people think it's boring. I don't think it's the most entertaining episode. I think it's very creative, and there are a lot of good jokes. Squidward's scenes are good, and Squidward's dream. Mr. Krabs' dream is good. Pearl's dream is good because it's funny how SpongeBob thinks it's Mr. Krabs' dream. Plankton's dream is good. Gary's dream is probably my favorite. Sandy's dream's okay. It's nothing that special, and it's just a pretty good episode. I really like it, and I think it deserves more credit, which it doesn't get, and I don't think it's that boring. So before I say number 1, let's see some quick honorable mentions. Pretty much any episode that I gave it 90% or higher as an honorable mention, but I'm just going to give you my 5 favorite honorable mention from this. Let's just begin. Time for number 1. Number 1, the only, probably one of my favorite. It's not really special, but I consider it special. My favorite holiday episode is, I think I'm starting to like it more on Christmas too. Well, maybe not that much. Valentine's Day. Yeah, I said I thought it was a decent episode at first. When I rewatched it, I thought it was amazing. That the jokes were funny. I loved how Patrick was sweet at the end, saying, "You didn't have to get me anything." I loved how Patrick's rampage. I think Plankton's funny. I think Sandy was a decent character, and more signs that SpongeBob and Sandy like each other. Like the joke where when Sandy said, "I'm nuts for you," and SpongeBob said, "I'm bubbles for you." I think it's funny how they were like, he said, "You think I'm that stupid to look around?" He said, "Yes, turn around." And then when he said, "I'm not turning around for anything," Sandy said, "Hi, Patrick." And he said, "Oh, hi, Sandy." Well, anyway, it's a really good episode and my number 1 choice. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section below and tell me your list. After I'm done with season 2, I'll do top 10 for season 2. I'll see you guys later. Please like, comment, share, subscribe.